Hey everyone, this is Tracy with Color Me This. Today's episode 336. We are continuing on with the space page in Johanna Basford's Small Victories. Today I did a couple of different things. I went with a lighter coating of the Big Brush Black Pitt Artist Pen by Faber-Castell. Then I did some dotting, which is something I would have done with the alcohol markers. And then I noticed yesterday I was sitting in a different chair. I'm sitting in a zero grav, like a camping chair, just for something different. And I was not stationary, like it tips back. Oh, and I could clean up some of these swirls. But I noticed that I was a little sloppy with my silver, and I'm curious if the India ink will go over metallic. So let's just try it. Just like that. This is the 0.3, which is the smallest size. I think it might go smaller. And now I'm getting kind of brave here. I have my readers on, my craft glasses. We will just see if this dries. It looks pretty good. So yeah, we are going to color the next two circles with the Brutfuner Flower Box 520 set. I am going to say this is a success as far as the black ink going over the top of this is the Posca silver. I'm not sure if every metallic would be the same. And I don't know if I'm making it any better or not. These are just good tests, good things to know. Yeah, I like that. Gives it a crisp look. Over here, so what I discovered about this camp chair is that you can lock it in whatever zero grav position you like. And yesterday I kept moving because I did not know I could lock it. So I am much more comfortable today. All right, so I have cleaned those two up. I might even go in. I showed you yesterday that where I went a second coat trying to smooth things out on circle number 2. I hope you can see the shine. It's got a sheen to it. The first one I did not go over as heavy, so it doesn't have as much sheen. I see that the praying surface is a little sheen-ish. I've got some inky fingers because today in coloring group we are going to color a bunny and a couple of birds and put them on Christmas cards, and I had to get everything prepared because it's not a card making class, it's coloring. So I got everything ready, 90% done, and then they get to do all the coloring on the main image. All right, so I pulled the similar colors and the one rule that I used because I have 520 colors. So to make it fun, I chose colors, I see one isn't sharpened, that had not been sharpened. So here are here's a color that I chose. Here's what they look like if they've not been used by me. And I picked all pencils that have a flat top. So what I found is most of my oranges have all been used. There's not as many oranges as I would think in a 520 set. We're going to use the same type of colors on the whole page. So here are my 3 purpley tones. Super Pink 362, Meadow Mauve 364, and Phlox 361. I have some areas that will be silver. These are a nice layering feeling pencil, so they go down pretty light. We will put it down a light coat and then go back in and darken everything up. I hope everybody is getting ready for the holidays. I finally got the call from my mom asking me what I want to do for my birthday. And that's in person. So that's pretty exciting. Oops, I put a little bit of color where silver Posca will go. That'll be another little test. I do not know why I changed colors. I still have not caught up and recovered from a crafting week. The table that I sit at for coloring, where I have people come sit, the underneath of it is just filled with papers. So as soon as I am done coloring, I will be vacuuming up all of the week's worth of bits of paper, all Christmassy colored, of course. I did manage to get started on Easter cards because one of my tasks, aside from holiday cards and then a couple of gifts for paper crafting friends, was to cut some, like a set of what I call sprigs, like little leaves and things that are just little add-ons that it would be great if you just had some extras hanging around. So I did them in metallics. So I'm working on that for a couple of people. At this point, I'm not sure I'm going to get them out in time to be received for Christmas, but they will be received before the new year. Things have just flown. I cannot believe Christmas is next week already. So I'm just adding layers, filling in tooth, I spent a little time on my week off playing with my video settings. So this is a new setting that is actually the flash is on, and I think it works pretty well. I noticed everything stays focused much better. All right, so we have the core color, our lovely violet spaceship, hot pink to violet. I'm going to grab the silver Posca. Now that I know I can safely put the India ink over the top and fix any mistakes, I can be a little more confident. I do like, if I'm going to stick with the coloring page theme, I like the lines to be even. I was toying with making the power exhaust lines be something other than yellow, orange, red, but then I wanted to keep them consistent. So I went yellow, orange, red. We'll do that next. So again, I had a hard time with the oranges. In order to find a darker orange that had not been used, I had to go into the reds. So I've got Empire Yellow. That one had not been sharpened. Sun Orange hadn't been used. I think that's the only orange. And there's oranges over in the reds, and there's oranges in the yellows. I checked both areas. This was the only one I found that had not been sharpened. And then Lollipop was the closest to a dark orangey red, and it's quite red, but I think it'll still work. Just doing soft yellow. This is a very lemony yellow. Sun Orange actually is kind of a creamsicle yellow. I mean, creamsicle orange, rather. Yeah, if you use super light layers, these respond really well and will go down very, very soft for you. I like that about them. And then you can build up. Very polychromos-esque. And this is a very smooth paper. These are quite a bit more vibrant on my Nina Bristol vellum. All right, a minor interruption there. So yes, this is probably supposed to be a blue energy beam light energy source, and it's going to be a traditional flame source. I'm now adding more pressure. The first layer was super light. I think that's looking good. Now I can leave this very, very faint like it is, and I think I'm going to do that. But I am going to make sure it's very bright yellow right around the orange hot flame area. Like so. And let's get some yellow on the stars. I do have neon yellow still from yesterday, the jelly roll, and I will probably be using that also. I do have fairly close by my collection of glaze. I could also change my mind and use glaze. I want to share with you the... I have 2 copies for this project because I tested the black on plain copy paper and on the Bristol vellum coloring paper. So you'll see that there's all these little lines, like these are moving meteors probably. And then there's little stars. So I'm going to play with coloring those. We'll see how that all ends up. Let's do the blue greens. I did one green, and then the two blues. So we've got, our meteors are actually look like the planet Earth in my world to make them colorful. Mint Leaf 185, Princess Blue 246, and Lapis Blue 252. All three have been sharpened. The green, of course, is the water, but of course it's just a meteor with rock holes, but not in my world. They're little zooming planets. And I did it wrong. Hey, so we've got it done that way. I meant that the water is blue. But water is actually green tinted blue, so I'm adding a light layer of the lighter blue, which is the Princess Blue. And then I'll go around the edges with the dark. That green actually adds a nice, a watery tone. All right, one more pass with the lapis. I'm going to sharpen it even more. And I didn't zoom in today. Yesterday I zoomed us in, so there we go. All right, that image is done. We're going to just move on over to the planets. So we have 3 planets. I am going to go with the green Swish. I like the greenish tint, so I'm going to do a very soft layer underneath the blue. Those 3 lines are like Saturn rings, so we will be doing those with a different color. I'm thinking silver. Moving to the dark lapis blue. These are a very nice, soft, pigmented for an oil-based pencil. I really do love to use them. They are right at the top of my love it list. Someday I'm gonna have to like really decide between these and the Brutfuner squares. Which do I like better? See, isn't that a lovely planetary looking circle? I don't see my knuckle making us lose focus, so that's nice. As you can probably hear, they're not a silent pencil. They're pretty quiet, but I'm putting heavy pressure now. And I'm leaving the rings area light on purpose. Okay, one planet done. So we've got a sunset colored planet and a pink to purple planet. 3 colors each. So here we have, for the purple planet, our 3 colors, 362, 364, 361. Super pink, meadow mauve, and phlox. I like the names on this set. I'm just going to map out with very soft pressure, alternating, because we have the swirl effect or wave effect, and so blocking in the lights first will hopefully set how my colors are going to go down. Something like that. And then here's the middle. This dark color really makes me want to just get in. It goes down. Look at that. Nice. Nice and deep. I don't want every edge to be dark. This is the middle color. moving to the lightest color. I have not followed my plans exactly. And if I wanted to have some really light areas like through the middle maybe, I could use an eraser. I'm not sure if I need to do that. So you can use heavy pressure on these, do a sort of a smoosh, or you can do light pressure. It works either way. They are one of the easiest to use. Even the color, which to me the color, like all of the colors, are even a little bit easier than these. It's not even that they're easier, they're fast. And these are pretty darn quick as well. Okay, so I've got these thin lines. I am coloring on the big fat book. It is a perfect little lap desk. And I almost would like one more darker purple. But I'm coloring on my book, so I can't just easily go get it. So I think I'm just gonna stick with this for now. I'm using the middle tone. Yep, I'm seeing a need for dark right here. I do have an eraser if I wanted to lighten up in the center. I do have a brush nearby. I should not be flicking with my fingers. All right, let's get some more darks in. I actually kind of like that right there. I'm even going to emphasize that. And then, because of that, I want to go dark on this side. All right, that planet is done. And now we have our fiery planet. I'm going to come in here and clean this up. Okay, last planet. Let's block in with red. I think it's easier to see. We'll start right here. I guess this is orangey red. Yesterday we had overcast and a drizzly day that reminded me of the Pacific Northwest. It was quite strange. And it would be sprinkling and sunny. And then it would be kind of cloudy. And sprinkling. It was very odd. I think when I took the turkey video, which was the end of yesterday's video, loved the turkeys. They are just so cute. And I think it was just overcast, no rain. So I'm helping this red, which is actually almost too red, to be more orange by layering these two colors together. I really like this Sun Orange 37. I don't know why it hadn't been picked yet to be used. There were just many options. I think it's actually because the barrel of it says creamsicle orange rather than orange orange. All right, I have okay, so the next thing, do I want this side to appear darker. I do have a gray. I never even used the gray. We used gray on the upper left image because it had clouds. But I could also just darken this side up with some of this red, reddish orange. And then take my eraser, get rid of the purple. All right, that's the planet circle. Not quite done yet. I'm just filling in tooth with the lightest color. Yellow for the stars. All right, now comes the fun part. I have Jelly Roll Neon Yellow. And I'm going to start over here. I'm going to actually test it. Oh, looks good. Can I do this? I can actually see. I am purposefully going above the black lines. Oh, and that one's going to be tough. So close. It's not perfect, but I think I can clean it up. This is actually a fairly large point. It's not perfect, but I do think I can go in and there's that little whoop-de-doo there. Oh, and then look at that. I wish I had this in a smaller point. I don't like that. All right, let's move over here. So this, I think these will be neon. The yellow that I chose, which was one of the last yellows that had not been sharpened, is a little orangey next to the neon. All right, so according to my diagram here, I don't want to touch the wet. There are some stars. Let's see if we can do this. I'm getting a little bit of the roller ball on here. The center line. Okay, now, can I fix? Is it dry? Grabbing the 0.3, black, 0.3, and I want to, while the left dries, that's okay. I like that. Okay, I would love, I'm going to have to rotate. I think that looks just fine. Back over to this left side. Lots of concentration today. Okay, the only last thing, but I don't think I want to do it. The mock-up has these meteors that I've turned into planets, the blue and green. It has them moving. And I actually think that they look more planetary if they don't have the swooshing. So I am at 44 minutes. I'm going to call it done. I'm very happy with my new camera settings. Let me know what you think. Any tips for me on using the black? Here's our, we can't quite see. I can zoom out now. We've got 2 rows done. The third set is a color set. So it'll be interesting to see the difference in how quickly the color goes down, because I thought that the Brutfuner went really well, very quick. So do all the YouTube things, like, share, comment, consider subscribing, and join me tomorrow where we will get to do a sun and a big spaceship. These two will be really fun. Done with the color. The 120 in the tube, black barrel. Let me make sure. Yep, the Color 120. So I hope to see you all there, and thank you so much for joining me today.